Okay, obviously disappointing. Thought we battled right to the end, but can't give up big chunk plays, too many missed tackles, and when you do that, they had an ability to rip off 21 points in a row at some point in there in the second half. And, you know, it's tough to win like that. Thought we played hard. Thought they competed hard. Got to go back, got to watch the tape, got to see where those issues are, got to correct them, move forward, get ready for the bye week, get some guys back as well, and continue to improve. Any questions?
Just looking at it now, is there ever a point, whether or not it's through this game or through the season, where maybe you thought, man, this tackling, if we can't get it sharp consistently, it's going to come back to haunt us at some point?
Yeah, I mean, you got to tackle. I mean, and we're doing everything we can right now, tackling. It's been up, it's been down, it's been better. It's been, it's a roller coaster ride with the tackling. It's not good enough. We got to continue to get better. We got to work at it, and obviously add into the fact we lost our 2 starting safeties last week. That doesn't help the matters. So we just got to retool with the guys we have and get better at the tackling. That's one of the things we thought we were starting to get on top of, but then we lose those guys and we're back into this with this again now. So we're going to have to go back and work at it.
Coach, you mentioned the bye week. Obviously, a couple weeks ago after the NC State game, you talked a little bit, before the NC State game, rather, you talked a little bit about the fundamentals and getting back to the basics. With 2 weeks left in the regular season, is that back where you're at again, getting back to the fundamentals, improving the tackling, pursuit angles, all that stuff?
Yes. I mean, it's going to be an ongoing deal. We're never going to stop that. We got to get better at tackling and continue to work at, like you said, our angles on our tackles, and we got to continue to grow these guys. I mean, you're playing with a lot of guys back there that have a lot of youth, and it's up and down right now, and that's frustrating. But at the end of the day, they'll improve, and we'll gain with that. So that's what we'll do in the bye week. But we, quite frankly, we're gonna have to get some rest in the bye week and see who we can get back. Obviously, we believe we can get Mike Palmer back, and Connor Greco is not going to be able to be back. So we just keep rolling from there. I mean, it's this time of year in the season, that's where you're at. Benny Glines wasn't able to go today. Hunter Long wasn't really able to go much of all today. Mike Palmer wasn't able to go today. So hopefully over the next 2 weeks we'll be able to gather them back.
Jordan Travis came in a couple times for them, and he broke out those 2 scores on those option runs. Was that a new wrinkle in the offense, or is that something you guys had prepared for?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Jordan Travis for them, their backup quarterback, came in a couple times, busted out those option runs. Was that a new wrinkle for them, or was that something you schemed for?
We've seen that on tape. I mean, it's not like a lot of it, but it's there. We prepared for that. That's not something that we didn't see or prepare for.
Steve, it seemed like that fourth quarter was a microcosm of the way this team has gone in the second half of the season, the inconsistency. But you guys did battle back, tie the game at 24. What's going through your mind at that point, expending all of that energy to tie the game? And how do you look for consistency in the last 2 regular season games?
Well, I mean, I felt during that game that, we're going to have to score over 30. And, what happens sometimes in the course of the game is when it comes in bunches like that, it can be a little deflating, and we have to continue to bounce back from that. I think during the game, I felt good. To be honest with you, at the point I said we're going to be right in this thing right at the end with a great opportunity to win the game. That last quick game, they threw a 3-step drop, quick game slant route that went for 60. That was a backbreaker right there, to me. I mean, it was just quick game. I mean, and it goes for 60. So, that can't happen. I mean, you knock them down at that point, get the ball back, you're in great shape, But we didn't, and the momentum flipped again. But we kept battling. We had over 500 yards of offense here against a very good defense. I think we had 8 yards or something like that. I don't know. We had over 250 rushing, 300 throwing. I mean, it starts with you got to play great defense. And you got to get rid of the chunk plays, and you got to get rid of the missed tackles in order to stop the chunk plays. And that's something that we've been extremely inconsistent with.
Just the 60-yarder is, when you look, is that a second and 11 play? Is, like you said, it's a short play and it turns into something completely different. How much of that is there were missed tackles? Is there like a personnel situation? Did you want to be for free there, or did you?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to make a play. You make a play. And then as he caught it, he went down the field, and he was sticking his foot in the ground and juking guys along the way down the field. I mean, listen, make no mistake about that either now. I mean, their running back is going to be a top draft pick. He's got great speed, and the 2 receivers are dynamic players. I mean, don't get fooled by that. Now that's real, and that's not something we knew that. That's not a mystery. I thought their quarterback played quite well today, to tell you the truth. We had him corralled, appeared to be a couple times in the backfield, and we had some missed tackles, and they turn into big plays. Those can't happen. It's not necessary. Ball's on the ground, fumbling around, picks it up, breaks a tackle. Those are the things that we've got to eradicate. Those are very makeable plays, and we've got to make those plays. And we had a great opportunity in the course of that game, too, where kickoff return, the ball was spit out. It was in our hands, and we lost it. It was right after we scored. We would have had the ball on the 15, 20-yard line. But we didn't make that. We didn't get that ball.
Obviously, defense has kind of been the backbone of a lot of your time here.
Yep.
History here, whatever. Has this been one of the more difficult years just in terms of getting the grasp on developing or whatever you want to call it?
Listen, and I don't, this isn't complicated. I mean, we lost a fair amount of players on defense. And we've got some very talented young players that we're trying to plug in on defense right now. And they're young. And we've got to continue to grow and develop with those guys. You're replacing 8 guys. 2 guys that you thought you'd have back. The good news was one of them, obviously, a corner left early. And then, of course, Duff was out this season. We thought we'd have him back, but he came back today, which was really great to see him on the field. I don't know how many snaps he got on the field today, but this was his first game to get back on the field and try to make his way back. So that's encouraging. But we've got to keep developing our guys on defense, and that's where we are. And I knew that going in. I know it now, and this is not shocking. It's just we're in a foot race to develop there to the best that we can develop there. But we're essentially playing with almost a complete new secondary and almost a whole new front. So, along the way, we're going to keep getting these guys in there, these younger guys, and keep playing and keep growing, and that's a good thing. We're sky high on some of them, and it's unfortunate that Connor Greco broke his arm last week. That's unfortunate. He was off and running to what was, to me, to be a very promising close of his freshman year. So that's it.
We'll take 2 more. No, this one's just because, obviously, you mentioned Connor, Benny. Obviously, not sure what happened with David. We don't get injury reports, so can you at least give us an idea for clarity of what?
Well, I'm not, it's really, I can't really comment on injuries, especially ones that I don't have great clarity on. Connor's gone for the year, and I just said that. Chris Garrison's gone for the year. We said that. Mike Palmer's out with a lower leg injury. Hopefully we'll get him back in the next 2 weeks. Ben Glines had a lower leg injury. We will absolutely get him back over the next 2 weeks. Hunter Long had a lower leg injury. We'll absolutely get him back over the next 2 weeks. Mehdi made his way back for this game. Hunter did partially. I don't know who I'm missing. David, I don't have the information right now to the extent of exactly what that issue is. So I'm not the head coaches aren't injury report givers, but I think I gave you a fair amount of information about as much as I can do. I don't think there's much mystery there.
Coach, obviously, tough game to lose, but you can always draw positives from games like this as well. And you just listed a whole litany of injuries. But talk about your consistency on offense and the job that offensive coordinator Mike Bajakian has done this season.
Fabulous. I think I love where we are on offense right now. I think we've got a lot of experience over there right now. We got a bunch of those guys are all going to be back, which is exciting. We have talent. You saw Ethan Williams out there today make a couple of big catches. That's exciting. Kobe and Ethan and Zay and C.J. Lewis is redshirting this year because of a preseason injury. So that's exciting. It's duly documented with the tight ends, Hunter and Danny Dalton. Danny Dalton's been out too. We're hoping to get him back here, but we're very excited about our tight ends, and our offensive line is going to really. I think it's going to be special as we move forward. And I think, obviously Anthony will be back, and I just think Dennis. Dennis really, in the last 2 weeks, has taken some really good steps. He threw the ball with confidence. He's running the ball. He's running the offense. He's doing a hell of a job. And those backs speak for themselves. And we have one of them that we haven't even really unleashed yet. So that's very, very exciting on the offense. And Mike's doing a great job. Our offensive staff is doing a great job. And we just got to continue to. We're putting up, nationally big numbers, and that's why we got a foot race to keep developing on the other side, because it starts with playing great defense, the ability to run the football, score in the red zone, which we got hampered today because we missed 2 field goals, and we shouldn't have to miss those. No turnovers. We were in the top 15 in the country and fewest turnovers. So those categories, the obvious category is we've got to continue to improve. We've got to get better back end play, and we've got to get better pass rush. Simple as that.
Thanks, Steve.
Yep. Thank you.
As far as positives go today, can you talk about, what you learned in that fourth quarter comeback, leading the team, to get back to 24 all?
I think the one positive is just that you're never really out of it. As demoralizing as some drives may feel, or some games may feel, that you're one drive away from being back into it, and an onside kick away from having the ball back. So I think one positive is that just keeping the faith, keep driving, and 1 or 2 plays fall our way in that last couple minutes, and it's a completely different ball game.
Just kind of describe the swing when you go from 13 play, 90 yards, 7-minute drive, you flip into the end zone, tie the game, and then sort of in a blink, 60 yards, and they're up.
Yeah, obviously the goal prior to was to tie the game and get ready to go. I didn't really have the opportunity to watch that last drive. We were getting the offense ready for that game plan to go win the game. Obviously, we'll go watch the film and see, what happened, what went wrong. As an offense, we're trusting the defense to stop them when we're on the bench making our game plan to go win the game. And we were ready to do that, given the opportunity.
Encouraged by the balance we were able to provide the offense today, a little more passing.
Yeah, we knew heading in that we were going to need a little more balance than we have in the past couple weeks. I was pretty happy with the way our pass and run game married up this week. I think they did a pretty good job of stopping the run. But we, as an offense, we needed to be more balanced, and I think we brought that a little more today. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
And what will be the key to consistency in your final 2 regular season games is you guys obviously try to become bowl eligible.
I think the biggest thing is owning our scheme and keep pushing forward. Whether that be, obviously we have 2 really talented backs and a really talented offensive line that we're looking to run the ball. I think developing maybe a complement to that. I think we have a pretty good one. But when teams come in and are going to load the box, we're going to need to make some plays on the outside, which I thought we did pretty well today. Just moving forward, owning our scheme, doing our thing, and just making a more complete offense.
Anything else for Dennis? Dennis, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Also coming in today, we'll have Max Rich and John Lamont and AJ Dillon. We'll have John Lamont next. Here's John, if you can, just raise your hand. Get the microphone to you.
John, it seemed a lot of what Florida State accomplished today was on like 5 or 6 plays. I mean, is that something that has to eliminate those chunk plays, and this would have been a different outcome?
Definitely. I mean, I feel like we played a good game defensively in the first half, other than letting up the one big touchdown play. Second half, we tried to hone in on limiting the big plays, and I feel like we did so. I feel like they sustained a little more drives down the field, and then, of course, like you said, the big plays. And that's, I feel like, something as the defense, that's one of our goals is to limit big plays in order to win, and we didn't do so today.
John, it seemed that there were a lot of missed tackles. Was that more BC, or was that something about Florida State that they were hard to tackle?
I feel like it was a mixture of both, but I feel like those are some tackles, different angles. I guess you can't really tell, but at the end of the day, we have to still stick to our fundamentals and wrap up and come up with a body part if you're going to go into the tackle like that.
John, all season long, you guys have been called a young defense, and I'm sure you're kind of sick of hearing that. Do you feel like it's fair to still call you young, or are you guys experienced enough now that this shouldn't be happening as consistently as it is?
I mean, yeah, we got guys that haven't started previously, but they've had enough playing time and experience for to limit I guess that excuse. So I feel like that shouldn't be an excuse anymore. Not really excuse in the first place. So yeah, I feel like we just got to play better.
John, what's the attitude after a bye week next week? You've got 2 road games, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh. What's the attitude in terms of achieving some consistency and becoming bowl eligible?
We just got to finish. I feel like we play with a lot of effort, and we got the heart and the passion, but I feel like we have a problem of finishing at times. I feel like we get to the moment and we falter. I feel like we just got to stay positive and keep encouraging each other and just stick to the game plan and just believe and finish.
As far as the missed tackles go, is there a quick fix, a way for you guys to get more consistent heading into the last couple of games of the year?
Just practice. We practice it every day, every day, every week. We just got to keep doing it, and it's about confidence. We just got to keep our confidence up and just keep going at it every day.
What's it been like, either just in terms of difficulty or just kind of navigating some of the injuries you've had to deal with? Is it over the last week, maybe a few weeks or whatever?
I feel like injuries are a part of the game, so the next man up mentality has come into play. So, I mean, when your number's called, you just have to be ready. It's not really an excuse that we have injuries. I mean, everybody has injuries, so I don't think we can use that as a reason of why we lost or going forward, using that as a reason of anything, yeah.
I'm just curious about the 7 quarter
Right there, yeah.
Were you surprised it was still 7?
Yeah, I thought I hit his arm, but he made a great play and they scored. So you got to live with it. Yeah.
Anything else for John? John, thank you.
Thank you.
Our last interview is going to be with Kobe White.
This is done.
Yeah, a couple others are still meeting.
I think he'd be playing with house money once he got the bowl eligible.
That's question from Kobe, just raise your hand. We'll get the microphone to you.
Could we just talk about the more balance we saw in this offense today with Dennis being able to get the ball to the outside?
I think we might have been a little more balanced because we have a couple injuries at the tight end position. We're kind of slim, so we had a couple more 3 receiver sets, 1 tight end. So I think that's probably the reason why we were a little more spread out.
The momentum swing when you go from like a 13-play, 90-yard touchdown drive or whatever, and then blink. I'm thinking you guys went on the sideline trying to figure out how to put another score together in the game or whatever. But they go for that 60-yard score. Just what happened in that moment? When you hit the home run, but they were back out again.
I believe our team's motto kind of is, when the going gets tough, you just kind of got to dig deep. So I think everyone on the offense was just like, all right, we got to go score. That's the mindset. Other than that, I really don't think people were thinking too much about it. You don't really have time to think in a moment like that. You just kind of like, all right, we got to go. That's really the mindset.
Also, too, have you seen sort of the confidence for Dennis kind of develop? I mean, you guys already had a ton of confidence in him, but a lot of throws today, a lot of plays made on first down situations. That first drive, he cleaned up a lot of messes and stuff. Just his ability to make plays, especially when you guys kind of need it most.
Like I've said before, I don't think anybody is shocked at all. It's what we expect from Dennis. That's what we've seen from Dennis. That's how he works hard. I mean, we expect nothing less, honestly. I think that him coming out there and making those plays is kind of just the expectation, really.
Kobe, how frustrating is the fact that you guys put together so many good games and then can't string them together? It seems like that's kind of been the story of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you put in a lot of work, for these 12 chances throughout the season, and when you let one go, it hurts. I mean, but it's happened all around the country. Everybody's putting in work. Everyone gets 12 guaranteed shots. And really what you have to do, and what I've learned from the past years, is you got to keep your head up and you got to move on. You got to keep fighting. You got to learn. You got to come in the next day. You got to learn from the mistakes. Keep your head up. Make sure that, I think as being one of the older guys, it's my job to make sure that the morale around the team is good, that everyone just keep fighting. We just got to keep fighting, really. That's kind of the mindset you have to have. Like I said again, when it gets tough, you just got to go hard. You just got to go harder. You got to work harder. You have to do everything even better.